Brookline. Beautiful day for baseball, sunny skies, game time temperature 72 degrees, although it feels a lot warmer than that. And we welcome you to the broadcast, Walpole and Brookline. Walpole checks in with a record of 4 victories and 2 losses, and this has been a strong ball club. Jesse, they are coming off an 8-6 loss to Milton, but prior to that, 2 well-pitched games. They had a 7-1 win over Weymouth and a 2-0 win over Framingham. And Brookline going to have to get the bats going today, as they've done earlier in the year. They had a double-digit game, and they're looking for more of that today.
Absolutely. Like I said in the open, Brookline's had some good offensive games and some bad offensive games, so we know the potential is there. They may be averaging fewer runs per game than Walpole, but this baseball, anything can happen. Where it's really got to start is that side of the ball that wins championships, and that's defense. They got to limit their mistakes in the field, give their pitchers the confidence to throw strikes, so then they limit the pitcher's mistakes of giving away too many free passes.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First, for the Walpole Rebels, they'll be wearing the traveling orange, and they will line up like this. Corey Kilroy will lead off. He is the catcher. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Max Martin. Batting third, the first baseman, Luke Janowitz. The number 4 hitter is Nick Famagletti. He is the third baseman batting cleanup. Will Blakely will be the DH. He'll bat 5th. Zach Oles is in left field batting 6th. Jack Walsh will be the right fielder hitting 7th. Jake Preto will bat 8th. He's at second base. And Jason Finkelstein will bat 9th. He's in center field. Cole Donato gets the start for Walpole. We'll give you the Brookline starting lineup in the bottom of the first. But Jack Martell gets the start for the Warriors. Jesse, what do you know about him?
Well, I know we saw him do a pretty strong relief outing. The last time we covered a game here, they were playing Framingham. He came in after a rough first inning where they had given up 7 runs, and he shut them down the rest of the way. And so we know that he is a strong, we know he's got the potential there. Walpole's a strong team. He's going to be facing a big challenge today, and I'm excited to see what he brings.
Well, we're just about set to play ball here in Brookline. The game was originally set for 4 o'clock, then it was pushed back to 4:15, and Jesse, it looks like close to a 4:30 start for us here in Brookline today.
Yeah, and even before then, it was originally slated as a 3:45 start. This is just the logistics of high school ball, especially in the year of COVID. It's all such a mess, and I tip my cap to all the members of athletic department staffs all over the state for the hard work they've had to do.
Game is underway, and the first pitch will miss low and in. Corey Kilroy leading things off for the Walpole Rebels, as we have Bay State League baseball action for you here. And the pitch on the way. Good fastball there, but it's a called strike. Late call there by our home plate umpire. Count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Man, that can always be so annoying when the guy takes like a full second to tell you it's a strike.
Martell will miss up and in with the next offering, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's one of those situations where you kind of wish they had like a hand signal they gave for balls as well as strikes.
And Martell quickly down in the count here, 3-1. This Walpole team can score runs. They opened the year with a 12-7 win over Natick at home. 3-1 from Martell. This one's popped in the air, foul straight back behind the plate. So we have a full count. The last time we saw Brookline here, Jesse, they had a rocky first inning against Framingham, giving up 7 runs. It's imperative to get off to a better start today.
Absolutely. Momentum always starts at the beginning. I know it's a Captain Obvious thing to say, but it's true. Got to get off to a good start.
That was a 7-3 Framingham win. And Kilroy will foul this pitch straight back. Count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Kilroy doing a good job keeping it in and building up Martell's pitch count. But I want to see Martell keep throwing strikes. Don't give him the free passes.
And the right-hander set to deal. And he threw it in the strike zone. It's lifted in the air into shallow center. And the shortstop, Shorgy, is there to make the catch.
Nice catch from the second baseman, Owen Roach there. That was close to a potential collision there. And typically you'd want your outfielder coming out of that because they're not catching over their back shoulder. But Roach called him off, said, "I got it," and he got it.
My apologies. You're right. That was the second baseman, Roach, who made that play. Max Martin, the shortstop, steps in for Walpole. First pitch misses up high and in. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Martell wants to work from ahead, as all good pitchers do. The 1-0. This one's lifted high in the air, pretty well hit, back to deep right center.
That's going to drop.
Ball will get down for extra bases. Martin on his way for 3. Brookline quick to get the ball back in. The one-hop throw gets away. And this is going to be a triple for Martin.
Beautifully hit ball. I mean, center fielder Ryan Kravitz got on his horse, gave it a good chase, but there was nothing doing there. And I commend Brookline for getting a good throw into third base. Just a tough one-hopper for Jake Levin over at third. He couldn't quite catch it and make the tag.
So Walpole immediately with a runner in scoring position. Runner at third, one out. Luke Janowitz, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, stepping in for the Rebels. He's got an RBI opportunity right off the bat here for Walpole. Martell, of course, working from the stretch. And the off-speed delivery is in for a called strike. And it is 0-1.
I like seeing that. Guy on third, only one out, and he's still attacking with a first pitch strike.
Martell. Good-looking pitch there. Was over but low. And the count even up at 1-1 strike. So Martin at third with a one-out triple. Walpole threatening here in the top half of the first inning. Good fastball here from Bartell, but this is low and away.
Tight strike zone early.
Every umpire has his own particular strike zone. The pitchers figure it out pretty quickly as a rule. Martell, deals that this pitch is popped up, back and foul.
You know, we saw this a bit with Kilroy's at bat. He's been pretty effective at jamming hitters inside and forcing them to foul pitches off. Walpole doing a good job getting that pitch count up, like I said before, but if he can jam them and force them into pop-ups, then he could make short work of them.
Martell with a check of the runner at third, and Jack deals. This pitch will be downstairs for a ball. You know, if you walk this guy, the silver lining is you set up your infield for a double play possibility. But Martell also like to induce a ground ball right at somebody where they can hold the runner.
Absolutely. If he can keep it in the infield, that'd be huge.
This pitch is smacked on the ground. This should get a run home, as making the play at second base is Roach. A 4-3 ground out for Janowitz. He'll pick up the RBI, and Walpole is on the board. The Rebels take a 1-0 lead. That's good fundamental baseball. Hit the ball to the right side, and you guarantee a run will score there.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, no matter how the run gets across, it gets across.
Nick Famigletti, the third baseman, will step in for Walpole. As the Rebels jump on board here in the top of the first. Pitch is in the dirt, ball one.
Well, that's certainly a situation where you're glad that there's no runners on base. It's one of those where even if the guy didn't score on that ground out before, he would have come in on that pitch.
Martell hoping to get out of this inning with just the one run allowed. And this one's lifted high in the air. This is playable. First baseman over in foul territory, and making the catch is the first baseman, Rothman. And Famigletti's out on a foul pop to first. That'll do it for Walpole in the first inning. The Rebels pick up one run on one hit. There were no errors, and there were no men left. We played half an inning here at Warren Field in Brookline. It is Walpole 1 and Brookline coming up. We'll take a look at the starting lineup now for the Brookline Warriors, who start with a record of 0-6. And leading off and playing second base, it'll be Owen Roach. Batting second and playing in center field will be Ryan Kravitz. Batting third, the shortstop, Rocco Shorgy. The cleanup hitter is going to be Eli Rothman. He's at first base. Batting fifth is Jasper Reed. He is the catcher. Batting sixth, Daniel Villa. He's in right field. And it is Jack Martell, the pitcher, hitting in the 7 spot today. Batting eighth for Brookline, it's going to be Jake Levin, the third baseman. And batting ninth, it'll be Declan Tracy in left field. So Brookline going with a National League lineup today, no designated hitter.
Yep, I mean, if you got pitchers that can hit, then why not, right? I almost kind of wish that the pros would adopt that potential. Like if you got like a Shohei Ohtani kind of guy, then why not let him play both ways? Why not at least give him the option? I think it could make for a bunch more interesting strategies, you know, allow for some more multifaceted athletes to make their way into the league.
Cole Donato will get the start for Walpole, a right-hander. And the Rebels have staked him to a 1-0 lead as Brookline comes up here in the bottom half of the first. Owen Roach, the second baseman, will stand in, and he'll take a fastball low and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Roach to be followed by Kravitz and Shorgy here in the bottom of the first. And the second pitch will miss high. 2 balls, no strikes.
I've said it before, Owen Roach, an effective player getting on base, a good leadoff man. And you can see from the pitches that they're just missing his zone because he doesn't have a big strike zone.
Yeah. He's got the count right where he wants it. 3 balls, no strikes. Taking ball 4, so great start there for the Warriors. Roach will draw the walk, and that will bring to the plate Ryan Kravitz, the center fielder.
Yep, we saw that tight strike zone from the ump working its way in again. But hey, as long as it's going both ways, it's still a fair game. First pitch is fouled off to the first base side.
So Kravitz with a count of 0-1, playing center field for the Warriors today. Now the right-hander will check in at first, and a low pickoff move, and the runner gets back.
Yeah, they got to be careful of Brookline's base runners. They like to get crafty with some of their steals.
And Donato struggling to find the strike zone here in the early going.
That's true. So far, a strike percentage of 1 out of 6 pitches so far.
And Kravitz with a big swing and a miss there.
I think that was our announcer jinx. He started throwing strikes again.
Well, if players did on the field what broadcasters say, then everybody would pitch a no-hitter and win a World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
Up high. So I don't believe in those jinxes. You know, some people say, well, do you say the words no-hitter when there's a pitcher on the verge? There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Kravitz is down on strikes. I say there are creative ways to do that. You can split the difference, say things like, you know, this such and such a team is looking for their first hit or hitless. You don't have to come right out and say it, but there are ways to be creative. Yeah. Rocco Shorgy steps in for the Warriors. Number 3 man in the order for Brookline. And this pitch is in for a called strike from Donato. Spells his last name D-A-N-A-T-O, unlike the hockey Donato family, which spells it D-O-N-A-T-O. And a good fastball there. And Donato quickly gets ahead in the count 0-2. Runner at first, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. Walpole scoring the game's first run in the top half of the frame. This one will miss away.
And that's where you find out what kind of a hitter Rocco Shorgy is. That was a close pitch. You're down 0-2, and you still have the guts and the confidence in your eyes to take it.
He'll lift this one in the air to the right side. And the right fielder coming on in. And there to make the catch is Walsh. That's going to be the second out of the inning. Shorgy out on a fly ball to right.
Yeah, fundamental-looking play for sure. But remember, there are no routine plays in high school. And the sun today is absolutely horrid when it comes to trying to track balls in the outfield. So credit to the right fielder Walsh there for a nice can of corn catch.
Eli Rothman, the first baseman for Brookline, takes the pitch downstairs. And the count 1-0. Bright sun, and really it's the first day we've had humid conditions in the area. Pitch misses up high. Last time we were here against Framingham, we had overcast skies. It was quite pleasant. But you feel like summer is here, or at least right around the corner.
Yeah, last time we were here, it was actually starting to get chilly towards the end of the game.
Yeah. This ball misses upstairs.
I think he caught the high corner on that one. I think.
Was it a late call? Okay.
Yeah, the ump's making our job harder.
And they'll check in at first. Diving back in is Roach. He led with a walk. This is the only time this year these two teams will play. Only one game on the schedule between these two teams. Walpole will play Weymouth next. Fastball misses away.
Yeah, you know, Donato had really settled in and started throwing strikes the past 2 hitters, but now he's reverting back to what he was doing against Roach.
That fastball will miss. Brookline will play
Now,
Framingham.
he got you at the late call again. It's a full count now.
Right. We have to be patient here with the umpire on the
give the ump his time. He's got to, stand up and, and raise his arm, move his hand. It's a lot of muscles being involved, man. You got to give the man his time.
Work. Brookline will have a rematch with Framingham up next. They'll go to Bowditch Field in Framingham, looking to avenge that 7-3 loss earlier this year. Pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Rothman with a walk, so that's the second free pass given up by Donato. And Brookline will send up Jasper Reed, the catcher, who's in the 5-hole today for the Warriors.
Yep. This is the kind of guy you want on with 2 men on. You'd certainly prefer there be fewer outs so you could potentially just lift something high to the outfield and advance a runner, but you get what you get. Let's see what he can do.
And first pitch is in for a called strike, 0-1. This will be a good day to watch the monitor with the ump's calls, I think. The 0-1 on the way. There's a fastball that misses.
Yeah, the other issue is he's standing up at the exact same time as the catcher, and they're roughly the same height, so he's being camouflaged from us.
And Donato will miss in the dirt there. Runners at first and second. As Brookline making a bid to get this game even. We're in the bottom of the first. Walpole on top, 1-0.
Roach was hoping to go to third on that one. He's looking for that wild pitch.
And Donato with a fastball low and away. A lot of depth on this Walpole team. Plenty of additional players that are available to go today if need be. And there's a big cut and a miss by Reed. And they will check in at second base as Roach gets back to the bag safely.
Roach has been making them think all inning long.
First and second with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. The Walpole right-hander deals, and he'll miss inside. That's going to be ball 4, so he's walked the bases full here, Jesse, in the bottom of the first.
Yep, and the thing is, we know Brookline can do this. We know they got good eyes. We know they can get on base. But like I said last game we were here, put the ball in play and get yourself some clean hits so you can bring those runners in.
Here's Villa, the right fielder. Takes the pitch downstairs for ball 1.
And they're going to go out and talk to the pitcher, and I don't blame them here. I mean, the only ball that's gone into play thus far was the fly out by Shorgy, and aside from that, he's just been completely missing. All free passes are how the base runners got here, and the catcher's telling him, you got to calm down. You got to hit the strike zone, believe in your fielders that they're going to back you up here.
Daniel Villa, the right fielder, stepping in here for the Warriors, the 6th man in the order. This one's
caught the corner on that one.
Yeah. Roach at third, Rothman at second, Reed on at first. Good hack there by Villa as he fouls it off.
Got to protect the plate here, 1 and 2.
And trying with the curveball that time. And a nice stop there by the catcher Kilroy. Now even up at 2 and 2.
That was a lucky bounce there. If that skips off him towards the backstop, Roach is taking off and it's a tie ball game.
Donato has walked the bases full, trying to get out of a jam here. As this pitch is spanked on the ground to first, and the flip to the pitcher covering will be in time. It's 3-1 if you're scoring with us at home. And making the play for Walpole, the first baseman, Janowitz, flipping to Donato in time for the out. Brookline is retired in the first. Warriors no runs, no hits. There were no errors. Brookline leaves the bases loaded. We've played 1 inning here at Warren Field. It is Walpole 1, Brookline nothing on ASPN HD. We're going to keep it right here as the Rebels come up here in the second inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Blakely, Oles, and Walsh.
And I'll tell you, that last half inning, that was the exact problem I was talking about with Brookline's offense. They are stellar when it comes to getting men on base and threatening to score, but they've got to finish that threat. And that's the real struggle. 2 balls in play they've hit thus far out of 6 batters, and both have gone for outs. The rest, 1 strikeout and 3 walks.
Well, it'll be Will Blakely getting us started for Walpole here in the second inning. Blakely is the designated hitter. He'll be followed by Oles and then Walsh. And what were your thoughts on Martell in that first inning? He did give up the triple, but otherwise I thought he was pretty much in command.
Yeah, same here. I loved the way he attacked it, the way he, gave him pitches to hit, but tough pitches to hit. He had that one that got absolutely blasted on him, but he didn't try to panic or anything like that. Settled down, got himself out of the inning with minimal damage.
Okay, let's check the defensive alignment here for Brookline. And we're going to start in right field. You can see Daniel Villa in right. Center fielder is Ryan Kravitz. And over in left field, you've got Declan Tracy. We'll give you the infielders in just a moment. As the pitch here to Blakely is swung on and tapped foul off to the right side. And let's take a look at the third baseman for Brookline. It is Jake Levin. Rocco Shorgy is the shortstop. And then over at second base for Brookline, it is Roach. And your first baseman is Eli Rothman. That's Owen Roach at second. And this pitch is drilled high in the air, left field, well hit. And that ball is going to drop down, and that'll be extra bases for Blakely. As the ball is fished out by Tracy in the corner, it'll be a leadoff double. So Walpole has a runner at second with leadoff man on, and 2 hard-hit balls for extra bases for the Rebels.
Yeah, and that's tough, and this is going to be a real mission for Martell. He can't let that shake him. He's got to keep attacking, believe in his pitches, and believe in his defense to get out of these early jams.
That'll bring us to Zach Oles. He is the left fielder for Walpole, and he'll line this one out to left field. That's going to get in for a base hit, and stopping at third will be Blakely. So Walpole with a triple, a double, and a single in this game, and they have a big threat here in the second inning.
Yeah, but you know what I loved on that play, and it probably went unnoticed, Rocco Shorgy completely faked out Blakely and got him to hesitate on his run down to third. That could have potentially brought in a run if Blakely just took off and never stopped. But Shorgy made it look like maybe he was going to catch a pop-up, caused him to doubt himself a little bit, maybe saved a run.
Here is Jack Walsh, left-handed hitting right fielder for the Rebels. So Walpole runners at first and third. Big threat here, nobody out. Brookline will sacrifice a run for a double play here. As the pitch is grounded down to second, they'll tag the runner and go to first. They'll get a big double play there. And that's exactly what they wanted. The run does score, but Brookline will take the 2 outs. 4-3 double play.
Like I said, Martell's got to keep pitching to hit and just believe in his fielders, and they just proved something to him right there. Yes, the run came in, but like you said, 2 outs, huge. And the bases are cleared now.
Yes, indeed.
And this one's lifted.
Pitch here to Preto is popped up, and it'll be the third baseman making the catch. That's Levin in foul territory. So Preto is out on a foul pop to third. That'll end the inning. 1 run scores for Walpole, 2 hits. There were no Brookline errors, and nobody left at the end of an inning and a half. Walpole with a 2-0 lead here at Warren Field. No RBI credited to Walsh on that double play grounder. But they say in hockey, the goalpost is the goaltender's best friend. Well, in baseball, the double play is the pitcher's best friend. And Martell really benefited from that.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things I was saying before the game is if the fielders limit their mistakes, play good, clean baseball, the pitcher's going to have confidence to throw strikes and get out of the inning without creating more damage for himself. Because we saw in previous games, pitchers would start to panic, they'd start throwing a lot of walks, and then all of a sudden it turns into an avalanche of scoring for the other team. And you know what? Didn't happen there.
Donato really needs to From his point of view, he's hoping to have a cleaner inning in the second than in the first, as he walked the bases loaded in the first inning, but was able to escape trouble when he got Daniel Villa to hit a ground ball the first to end the inning.
And we'll see how the Brookline hitters, as I think you're going to get the defensive alignment here.
Let's get the defensive alignment for Walpole. Starting in left field is Zach Oles. Over in center field, it is Jason Finkelstein. And the right fielder is Jack Walsh. As stepping in for Brookline, it'll be the pitcher, Martell, as there's a big cut and a miss. And the count is 0-1. Third to first for Walpole. Third baseman is Nick Famigletti. The shortstop is Max Martin as this pitch misses downstairs. At second base, it is Jake Preto. And the first baseman is Luke Janowitz. As this pitch is fouled straight back to the screen. Kudos to our video producer and director and camera operator, Arlen Shostak, along with Chris Murphy and Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. This is John Leahy coming to you from Warren Field here in Brookline. Good curveball there, and that is strike three. He rung him up. Martell called it on strikes to start the second inning. That's the second strikeout for Donato.
You know, I usually hate to see a pitcher go down looking, but I can't even blame Martell for that. That was a disgusting curveball.
Filthy curve, yep.
Filthy.
That'll bring to the plate Levin. He'll take the pitch downstairs for ball one. Walpole with a run in each of the first two. They lead 2-0 as we play here in the bottom of the second. Brookline still looking for their first base knock. Fastball missing away.
He gave you the late strike again.
The
Sump doesn't want to make our jobs easy, does he?
Levin will get a piece of that one and foul it straight back. Brookline 2 games ago scored 11 runs over at Needham High School, but was unable to secure that first win. They lost 12-11.
Yeah, that was a frustrating one. 2 0-4 teams at the time, and ultimately somebody had to get their first win.
There's a hook in there for a call, third strike. So Donato, 2 consecutive batters here in the inning. He's used that hook to pick up the called third strike. He's got 3 Ks for the game.
You can see the change in his approach already, the adjustments from the first inning, and also the consequences of facing the bottom of the lineup.
Here is Declan Tracy taking the first pitch for ball one. Tracy, the left fielder, left-handed hitting outfielder for Brookline. This pitch is in there for a called strike. It is 1-1.
Yeah, Brookline doesn't have a lot of lefties, but Tracy does fit in there and make the one lefty on this lineup.
Low and in from Donato, and the count goes to 2-1. Donato looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. It would be the first 1-2-3 of the game on either side, but Tracy hoping to get it back to Roach in the on-deck circle, and this pitch will miss downstairs.
Yep, again, Tracy, just like Roach, he's got a small strike zone, and he can take advantage.
And this pitch will miss downstairs.
No, it won't.
Tracy will draw the walk.
Oh, it was a walk. The ump was pointing to first and not pointing for a strike. He got me that time.
That's the 4th walk issued now by Donato. As we come back to the top of the order, Roach takes this first pitch, low ball 1. Donato, a quick worker out there.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't see a lot of pitchers with a long between pitch routine at the high school level.
Roach drew a walk in the first inning, got as far as third, but was left stranded. Donato will miss wide with a fastball.
He misses a lot of stuff outside against righties, and we saw him miss a number of balls inside against Tracy, the lefty. He really pulls his pitches as a right-handed pitcher. And that's another 4-pitch walk.
There's another walk, so walks have been a problem for Donato in this one. Tracy will advance up to second base.
His strike percentage against Owen Roach specifically is 0.
Yeah. Here's Kravitz. He's got an RBI opportunity. There's a strike. Kravitz was a strikeout victim in the first inning. 0 for 1. Rocco Shorgy hoping to have a chance in this inning in the on-deck circle. Another good fastball, and this time Donato was ahead in the count 0-2. Struck out the first two here in the second, but back-to-back walks. For Brookline, 0-2. Big swing and a miss, strike three. So Kravitz goes down swinging for the second time in the ball game, and that will complete the inning. Brookline again, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left. The Warriors have left 5 through the first 2 innings. At the end of 2, it is Walpole 2, Brookline nothing, here on ESPN HD. We will take a break, and we're back in a moment. Top of the third here in Brookline. Walpole with a 2-0 lead. As Jack Martell beginning his third inning, and the first pitch of the inning is hit high in the air, deep to left. Tracy, looking up into the sun, makes the grab. That was Finkelstein leading off, and I hope I am pronouncing that right. We didn't get the Walpole lineup until very late, so if I am mispronouncing that last name, please forgive me. I know it can be either Finkelstein or Finkelstein. We want to get it right. But a fly out to left, and here's Kilroy.
Yep. Nice play by Tracy, taking advantage of those stylish shades he's wearing out in left.
Off-speed pitch from Martell, misses low, ball 1. Walpole took a 1-0 lead in the first on a triple by Martin and an RBI ground out by Janowitz. Ball 2 here. Second inning, they added another run on a Blakely double. Oles singled him over to third, and then Walsh wrapped into a 4-3 double play, the run scoring. No RBI credited to Walsh. And the fastball here will miss inside. Well, the story for Brookline through the first 2 innings, Jesse, has been missed opportunities. Bases loaded in the first. They had 2 on, all by way of the walk. Speaking of the walk, Kilroy takes ball 4. He is now 0 for 1 as he popped to second base to begin the ball game. And that'll bring to the plate Max Martin. Martin tripled and scored a run for the Rebels in the first inning.
Yep. And what I want to see is I want to see Martell keep attacking the strike zone. This guy might have gotten one off on you once, but don't revert back to missing the zone there. That was a tough at-bat against Kilroy. If he's going to turn this around, he's got to attack.
A long set here by Jack Martell. First pitch is up in the zone. Martin in the 8-6 loss at Milton had 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. And the pickoff move, dancing back to the bag safely, is Kilroy.
And you know we're getting towards summertime when you see that much dust kick up on the field.
Off-speed pitch is hammered into left field for a base hit. Tracy will gun it toward third, and wisely holding up at second base is Kilroy. So Martin is 2 for 2 as he lines a base hit into left. Walpole threatening again.
You know, that's the tough thing is when you're facing a strong team like this that can, get solid wraps in there and get the ball in play. And when your own offense is struggling to get runs across, it can be tough for a pitcher.
Here's Janowitz. Pitch misses downstairs. He picked up an RBI in the first inning with a ground ball hit down to second, which produced a run. That was good fundamental baseball after a 1-out triple, hitting the ball to the right side. Good fundamental baseball, advancing the runner.
One of the advantages of having a lefty in the 3-hole.
Missing wide. Walpole off to a fine start, winning 4 of their first 6. Martell with a long set. And the pitch misses low and inside. It's been a pattern for the Rebels so far. They won their first 2, then they lost game 3, won 2 more, lost their most recent game. And there's a called strike from Jack Martell. That base hit by Martin, the 4th hit of the game for the Rebels. And this one's lifted high in the air, shallow center. It'll be the second baseman actually making the grab on the edge of the outfield grass. Roach, that's a big, big out right there from Martell, 2 away.
For sure, and I think the ump might have even called infield fly as it was going anyway, because, what are the runners supposed to do there?
So a big out there. Now Famigletti, the third baseman, steps in. He fouled out to first in his first at bat, and he'll cut at this pitch, 0-1, cut and miss.
Yeah, if Martell can get out of this with no runs at all, that would be a huge, huge morale booster for Brookline.
And a balk, I believe, has just been called.
It has.
And the runners will move up. So that is going to send Kilroy over to third. And Martin on up to second. So now a base hit can score 2 runs for Walpole. So this at bat becomes more urgent for Martell.
Yep. And it's always going to leave me absolutely baffled. Whenever that rule is called, I'm always going to be like, what do you do?
Yep. Martell from the set. Here it comes. This pitch will miss high. Walpole in their orange uniforms. Kind of reminds me of the Baltimore Oriole uniforms, the orange and black. Finding their traditional home white with blue and red trim, red socks.
Yeah, we got a real AL East matchup here, don't we?
Indeed. Got another no-hitter recently in baseball. 5 no-hitters in the major leagues. First time it's happened before June 1st since 1917.
Wow.
Pitch appeared to miss up high. Sort of an obstructed view. The base runner was obstructing the view of the umpire there. And Martell's pitch lifted high in the air to center, and it's going to dunk in for a base hit. And with 2 outs, of course, the runner's in motion, so that's going to plate 2 runs. Famigletti will pick up a couple of RBIs here, and it's now a 4-0 lead for Walpole.
And just like you said, that balk made things that much more dangerous. That would have only brought in 1 run max without the balk.
So Famigletti with a big 2-out hit. Plates a pair of runs, and here's Blakely, the DH. He doubled in the second inning. Came in to score on that double play grounder. So Jack Martell with an off-speed pitch. That'll catch the corner for a called strike. 0-1. 2-out timely hits. That's winning baseball, Jesse. And Walpole able to cash in there. This one's drilled high and deep to left. Tracy has a long way to go. And this ball is going to land in foul territory. That's a break for the Warriors right there.
Yeah, that's tough. I almost don't know what to say in regards to Jack Martell. He's throwing good pitches. He's just facing some really good hitters. I mean, that 2-run hit by Famigletti, great inside pitch, great for jamming him, and he just got good enough contact to bloop it into center and bring home 2 runs. What are you supposed to do if you're a pitcher in that situation?
Martell hoping to nail down this final out. Slow grounder down to first base. Roach, actually, the second baseman, was there, and he underhand flips it to first. And that will end the inning.
The rare 4-1 ground out, I believe that was.
Yep, so Walpole does score 2 runs in the frame. 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Brookline errors, and the Rebels leave 1. We played 2.5 here at Warren Field in Brookline. Our score is Walpole 4, And Brookline, nothing. Walpole has scored in each inning of this ball game, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. So Brookline has had their chances, Jesse. They've had 5 base runners, all by way of the walk, still looking for their first hit. And Donato has been somewhat of an escape artist so far in this game.
Yep. I tell you, I'm getting flashbacks to previous games I've called for this team, and it's just tough because they've got talent when it comes to getting on base. They're good. They got a good eye for the ball. They got great plate patience, but they need someone who can hit it into the field of play and bring somebody in, because you're not going to score a lot of runs just drawing walks. It's just not going to happen.
Well, for Brookline, they'll have the heart of their order coming up here in the bottom of the third. Shorgy, followed by Rothman, and then Reed, as Brookline will attempt to continue to put the pressure on the right-hander Donato, who could really benefit from a quick inning here, as he faced 6 hitters in the first inning and then 5 more in the second. And he's had problems with his control, but he's been able to work out of it.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, that's just the difference. Like I said, Martel's been pitching a good game, but he's just running into better hitters. You know, it's been a real mixed bag from Donato, but Brookline hasn't been able to take advantage yet.
Here's Shorgy leading off. He flew out to right in his first at-bat. And he'll swing at the first pitch here. High fly ball into center. And coming on in to make the catch is Finkelstein. Shorgy's first pitch swinging there. That's the second time he's flied out. And it looked like Finkelstein went back on the ball initially, had a little trouble with his footing, but still had plenty of time to come in and make the catch.
Yeah, a little less error under that from Shorgy, and that could have turned into a reach-on error because Finkelstein did stumble and lose his footing there.
Here's Rothman. He drew a walk in the second inning. He advanced to second. On a walk to Reed, but Brookline was unable to take advantage. Off-speed pitch misses downstairs. Count even up at a ball and a strike. And there's a line drive in a right field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for Brookline. Rothman has had a nice day at the plate, Jesse. He's been on base twice with a walk and a single.
And, you know, he was one of the real bright spots of that loss to Framingham that we covered a couple weeks back. He got a couple of nice hits there, including one that I believe that brought in a run. And this is why they're putting him in the cleanup spot now. This is why he's worked his way up the lineup.
Here's Jasper Reed, the catcher. He was a recipient of a walk in his first at-bat. First pitch is in at the letters for a called strike, 0-1. You know, I grew up down in close to Walpole, and that's a beautiful town down there. They have a lot of great places. Pitch low and inside. The Walpole Mall comes to mind. Nice Barnes & Noble down there right on Route 1.
Is the Barnes & Noble still there?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Barnes & Noble's been closing down a bunch of physical stores as they move towards more digital stuff, so it's surprising to hear.
Well, they were the last time I was in that area. Walpole at the junctions of Route 1 and 27. This ball misses downstairs. Count even up at 2-2 on Reed. He'll be followed by Daniel Villa. Brookline trying to get their way back in this one, down 4-0. And the pitch will miss. It's a full count to Jasper Reed, who's been very durable behind the plate for Brookline. Solid backstop. And Reed will go after this one and foul it away.
Yeah, that was a big cut, and you're going to see Reed take those big cuts when he sees a pitch he likes. He's got a lot of pop off his bat, you know, just waiting for that pitch that he can take advantage of.
And this is swung on and lifted to the right side. This ball will drift out of play.
If nothing else, this is making another long inning for Donato. Upping that pitch count. You know, eventually Walpole's going to have to take him out of the game just because of league rules.
Yep, the pitch count closely monitored. There's a hot smash into left field. Base hit, so Brookline will put runners at first and second. Reed still perfect on the day with a walk and a base hit.
Now, this is why these guys are in the meat of the order. It's just too bad that these hits didn't come when they really needed them.
For the third consecutive inning, the Warriors have multiple base runners. Daniel Villa will step in. He grounded out to first. 3 unassisted in his first at bat. He'll go after this one and foul it away. Now 0-1. Villa made the final out of the first inning. Brookline had the bases loaded due to 3 walks, but Villa grounded out to first to end the threat. And Donato from the stretch, and there's a swing, and looked like he might have got a piece of it there.
Oh yeah, he hit that one off the backstop. They're starting to get the bat on Donato's pitches. You know, we're in the second time through the order. You know, the batters are starting to recognize what he's bringing.
And this one's lined in the center field off the glove of the second baseman. The runner had to hold up, but now he'll head for the plate, and the slide, and he's out. Brookline sends the runner, and he's gunned down at the plate. So Villa will wind up with the base hit. Brookline aggressive on the base pass, but the runner is thrown out.
That one was absolutely tough. That was a nice recovery after the ball bounced off the glove of the second baseman. He was able to chase it down and then make a shorter throw than you would expect from a ball hit that way. And unfortunately, Rothman just didn't have the wheels.
So Reed advanced to third. He went to second on the base hit, and he went to third on the throw back into the infield. And remaining at first is Villa. And Martel will step up. Brookline has runners at the corners now with 2 outs. And a big cut and a miss there by Martel. Do you applaud the decision to send the runner there?
I definitely understand it. You got to get the runs going. I don't know if Rothman is necessarily the ideal guy you want rounding third for that situation, but I do understand the call.
Now the ball went off the glove of the second baseman into shallow center field. And Rothman aggressive. He saw that ball get into the outfield. He thought he'd have a chance, and it was executed nicely defensively by Walpole.
Yeah. Got to give a lot of credit to the catcher as well, because that throw was not right on the money. He had to dive his way back to make that tag.
When you're aggressive on the base pass, too, that puts pressure on the defense to execute the play properly.
Yes.
In terms of the throw back in. And, you know, they challenged Walpole to make a perfect play defensively, and they did.
Yeah. Yep, I mean, it's one of those where, like, if you're a Brookline fan, you wish they hadn't made that call. You wish it was bases loaded with 1 out instead of on the corners with 2. But it wasn't necessarily the wrong call, so that pitch misses outside. I think our count is 2-2 now by my count.
Martel was called out on strikes in the second inning. He'd love to help his own cause here with a base knock. Trying to dent a 4-0 Walpole lead. Big cut and a miss off the mid of the catcher. That was a foul tip, so the count will stay at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the third inning at Warren Field in Brookline. Delighted to have you with us. Now the right-hander will deal, and there's a big cut and a miss. Strike 3, so Martel, for the second time in this game, goes down swinging, and it's another lost opportunity for Brookline. The Warriors do not score in the inning. They had 3 hits. There were no Walpole errors, and 2 men left on base for Brookline. And Jesse, the story here, 7 runners left on through the first 3 innings.
And 4 in scoring position.
Yep.
And if you include the guy that got thrown out at home, that's another one.
So we played 3 innings. Your score is Walpole 4 and Brookline nothing. Taking a look at what's upcoming for Brookline in the Bay State League schedule. The Warriors will head over to Framingham for their next contest, and they'll play at Bowditch Field. Brookline losing to Framingham 7-3 first time out. They'll also play Braintree next week, and that game will be right here at Warren Field. That will be on the 24th, and then they also have Natick coming here. Also play Wellesley, Milton, and Newton North before the season ends. As far as Walpole goes, they will be playing Needham in their next game at home. I'm sorry, Weymouth, followed by Needham. They'll also have Newton North, Milton, Wellesley, and Braintree on the schedule before it's all said and done.
Yep. And some of those games upcoming for Brookline, they'll be looking for some different results. They lost at home to Framingham in that game we covered 7-3. They lost to Natick on the road 6-1. Plenty of teams they'll be looking for some payback against. They most recently lost to Newton North 7-2.
Yep.
Like you said, that tough loss to Needham. Brookline really looking to flip the script on what their season's been so far.
All right, fourth inning. It'll be Oles, Walsh, and Prado for Walpole. Oles will take a called strike. He is 1 for 1. Oles with a base hit in his first time. And he'll swing at a pitch in the dirt there. He's quickly down in the count, 0-2.
That was some nice movement on that pitch right there, and good work by Reed to cover it, even though it was pretty inconsequential in this situation.
Tried to go with the curveball there on the inside corner, and he hooks it in for a called third strike. Oles is caught looking to begin things for Walpole here in the fourth inning.
I'm trying to figure out how the pitch curved in like that to such a degree that he got the called strike. That was nuts.
Here's Walsh. He hit into a double play. His first time up. A run scored as a result of it. No RBI as the pitch will miss for ball 1. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Walpole. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Brookline as the pitch is a called strike to Walsh. And this pitch will miss downstairs. Got good news about the pandemic, Jesse. The restrictions being lifted, and very soon we hope to be back to fully normal here in the Bay State. Pitch misses low, 2-1.
As normal's going to get after what we've been through in the past year and a half.
It's been 14 months, but man, it doesn't seem like 14 years. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. Walsh with a walk. And that is the second free pass issued by Jack Martell in this game.
He's been limiting the free passes just like I said he should. The problem is Walpole, again, just some strong hitters that don't necessarily need the free passes to produce runs.
Prado takes a strike. He fouled out to third in his first at-bat, 0-1. Walpole has had at least one base runner in each inning of this game. And this time, Martell gets ahead in the count, 0-2. Apparently that last pitch missed, so it is 1-1. And a pickoff throw. They may have had him. The ball skips away, and Walpole will get an extra base here. So on an errant pickoff throw, the Rebels will have a man at second. Walsh will advance on what will be an error on the pitcher.
First error of the game, and I applaud the Brookline defense for taking until the fourth inning before the first error, and it's not even on a ball in play.
So an RBI chance here for the left-handed hitting second baseman for Walpole, Prado. Martell will miss up in the zone there. Walpole took a 1-0 lead in the first on a triple by Martin and an RBI ground out by Janowitz. As Martell deals, there's a big cut and a miss. May have gotten a piece of it. I think he did, as a matter of fact. Walpole scored in the second on a double by Blakely. He went to third on a single by Oles and scored on a double play grounder by Walsh. And the Rebels added 2 more runs in the top of the third on a 2-run single by Famigletti. That's where we stand right now, as this pitch is lofted off to the right out of play. Famigletti with that 2-run single, that occurred after Kilroy with a 1-out walk and then Martin with a base hit.
And then the balk to set them both up in scoring position.
That's what set the runners in scoring position. Long set by Martell, and he'll miss away. That'll be ball 4, so back-to-back walks. Brookline, once again, trying to get out of trouble. First and second. And Finkelstein, the center fielder, will step in. He is 0 for 1. He flied out to left, and we'll have a mound visit here as Martell will be visited for a conference.
Yeah, it's really tough for him to keep up that confidence, to keep hitting the zone with the way they've gotten such good contact off of it so far today. Like I said earlier, it's not that he's throwing bad pitches. He's not hucking meatballs out there. They're really just getting good contact. When you're facing a team that's got their bats going, sometimes there's just not much you can do.
So there is a time limit on the duration of the conference. As our home plate umpire began to make his way out to the mound, the conference is over, and the number 9 man Finkelstein will step in. So Walpole with runners at first and second. Martell will work out of the set. And he starts him off with a fastball strike, 0-1.
If he can get this second out without advancing runners, that would be a big turnaround defensively.
The Warriors are set up for the double play. Double play depth at short and second. Brookline would prefer a ground ball hit right at an infielder.
They've turned one already. Let's see if they can do it again.
Breaking pitch. Too far inside. Top of the order, due next. The catcher, Kilroy. Martell will miss downstairs here. He's issued 3 walks in the contest.
2 of them were this inning.
Yeah, and he has 1 strikeout to go with it. And there's a cut. And I believe you got just a tiny piece of it.
Yep. Good count here, 2-2. Let's see if he finishes.
The breaking pitch misses it downstairs. Count 3-2. Sunshine still very bright here at Warren Field. Just a picture-perfect day for baseball. Here's the payoff, and he took a cut at it. Foul tips it at the plate, stays alive.
He's going for that low breaking ball again. And, I talk about being aggressive and hitting the zone. But I also like there's a different kind of aggressiveness that comes with those curveballs that are going to dip out of the zone. You're still attacking him, even if it's not in the strike zone itself.
Martell needs a strikeout here. Does he get it? There's a swing and a ground ball down the third base line. Foul.
That one could have been dangerous. That got past Levin in fair territory into left field. That's bringing in at least 1.
Multi-purpose athletic complex here in Brookline. A lot of the family members have shown up here to attend the ball game. And he went with a curveball. It's looped into center field. That'll be a base hit. And Walpole will have him loaded up as they held the runner at third. So Finkelstein with a single to center. He's 1 for 2. Walsh advancing to third. Preto up to second. The runners had to wait to see if that ball was going to get caught. That's why they had to hesitate there.
And again, that's because of the hustle by the shortstop, Rocco Shorkey. He made it look like he had a good chance at the ball because he almost had a chance at it, even if he didn't really. But he made it look like he had a really good chance at it, faked the leap for the ball, and held him up.
There's Kilroy. He takes a called strike. Kilroy popped to second and walked. He came around to score in the third inning on the 2-run hit by Famigletti. Martell goes with a curveball again. The count even at 1-1. Walpole has him loaded up. 1 man out here in the 4th inning. Oh, he's got that curveball working, spotting it well.
Yeah, he's got to dip it more into the zone. I think they called that high ball too.
Which would make the count 2-1. Tried to go inside with a fastball that time. Martell in need of a big pitch here. And it's smacked foul down the third base line. You know what we could benefit from here, Jesse, is a scoreboard tracking the balls and strikes. There are a lot of high school fields that have that.
Yep. but not this one. Excuse me.
Base is jammed, one away. Here's the pitch. And this one is smacked out to left field. Tracy will give it a look, but it hooks foul.
They've been threatening along that left field line all day long, it feels like. So many dangerous hits that just miss foul.
Who will win the battle here between Martell and Kilroy? Top of the fourth, 4-0 Walpole, and they're threatening for more. Went with the curveball, strike three. Huge out for Martell as Kilroy goes down swinging. 2 away with the bases still loaded.
That was a pretty pitch. That was just, he's been starting to work that curve. Some of them hang a little bit high in the zone, either on by design or by accident. But that last low dipping one, that was nice.
Here's Martin. He's been big trouble today. A triple and a single at an RBI. As the pitch misses low. He scored on the Janowitz ground ball, so he's got 2 runs scored and 2 hits. Martin has been a real spark plug at the top of this Walpole order. He had 2 hits and 2 runs in the loss at Milton last time. Also drove in a pair.
Yeah, this is the kind of guy you don't want up with bases loaded and 2 outs if you're Brookline. Tough challenge. We'll see how Martell weathers this.
Line trying to put up their first defensive 0 of the game. Walpole with 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. They lead the ball game 4-0. Walpole on the verge of opening it wide up with a hit here as the off-speed pitch misses inside. Brookline still in search of that elusive first victory. Warriors 0-6 coming into play today. This pitch skips up there.
You can tell that Martin is in Martell's head by this point. I mean, 3 straight balls like that when he's been so aggressive attacking everyone else this inning.
I'll tell you, Brookline cannot afford to get down by more than 4. There's a called strike inside corner to knees. Good pitch by Martell there.
Martin was ready to trot down to first on that one.
Janowitz on deck for Walpole. Brookline hoping it doesn't get that far. As this pitch is smacked foul down the third base line.
He actually caught him chasing that one. I was surprised. He threw that one low, and if Martin just held up, that's a free run, but he tried to take a cut at it.
Does he go with the hook here, which has been his bread and butter pitch?
And full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. I love baseball.
And this pitch will miss, and that'll force in a run. Martin with an RBI, bases loaded walk. He remains perfect on the day. Walsh will come in to score the 5th run of the game, for Brookline. It's Walpole, It's now 5-0. As Preto goes over to third and Finkelstein goes up to second. Bases remain loaded for the left-handed hitting Janowitz. As the pitch misses low, Janowitz is grounded to second and popped to second, but he did have an RBI in the first. He grounded out to score Martin, who had tripled right before him in the first inning for Walpole.
Missed inside on that pitch. That's 2-0.
Martell trying to limit the damage here to just the 1 run. He'll miss with a fastball high. I see you're tracking us pitch by pitch here. That's a big help.
Yeah.
Fastball is in there for a called strike. 3-1. Hitters count here for Janowitz. And there's a high pop into shallow left.
Tough spot.
And they'll make a dive for it, but did the ball land in fair territory is the question.
Seems it did. They're calling that one fair, and that's a double.
RBI double for Janowitz. And Brookline has more work to do here as Walpole has extended the lead. Scoring on that play easily was Finkelstein. And Martin Winds up over at third, so it's 1 run scoring on the play to make it 6-0.
And Prado came in ahead of Finkelstein, so they made it 7-0.
Yes. As this pitch is lined in left field, that's another base hit for Walpole. So getting caught up on the scorebook here. Prado scoring along with Finkelstein, and then he just had a base hit there by Famigletti out to left field, so he remains perfect on the day. Well, he's actually 2 for 3 as I double check my notes here. But that double by Janowitz scoring 2 runs. And Martin winds up at third.
Yeah, Martin came in to score on that single by Famigletti, and Janowitz went down to third, so it's now 8-0 Walpole. That's a tough situation for Brookline. It's just the floodgates are opening.
And so here's Blakely, and he has doubled and grounded out to second. It's been a 4-run inning for Walpole.
And all runs coming with 2 outs.
Walsh, Preto, Finkelstein, and Martin have all scored. Janowitz is at third. Famigletti at first. 4-run inning, 8-0 Walpole. Went with the hook that time, and it's a swing and a miss. So the Rebels have batted around in this inning, as Blakely is the 9th man to hit. Brookline will have Levin, Tracy, and Roach, the 8-9-1 hitters, do. One would have to speculate that this possibly might be the final inning for Martell.
Yeah. It's been a tough outing, and you could tell late in this inning that things were starting to get to him. He was starting to miss the zone, pitch a little skittish, and they just kept wailing on him anyway.
Right-handed activity in the Brookline bullpen. As that pitch was foul-tipped. Walpole with an American League lineup in that they have a designated hitter. Brookline going with a National League lineup where no DH and the pitcher hits. There's a swing, ground ball to third, and a throw across the diamond is a low one, but it looks to be in time as they'll make the play. Levin over to Rothman as Blakely will ground out 5-3. And the inning will come to an end, but not before Walpole puts 4 runs on the board. There were 3 hits. There was 1 Brookline error, and the Rebels will leave 2 at the end of 3.5. Walpole 8 and Brookline nothing.
Man, and that out of that 8-0, 6 of those runs came with 2 outs. The first 2 came off of ground outs, one a 4-3, one a 4-3 double play. And then since then, they've been coming through with those late clutch hits that unfortunately on the flip side, Brookline has not been able to come out with. That's just the difference between a team with a winning record and a team with a losing record. How do you do when you got men on base and 2 outs and you need to get a hit? And Walpole has shown they'll get multiple hits and drive up that score. And Brookline has yet to show us anything so far.
Well, Cole Donato now has an 8-run lead to work with, and his pitch count is relatively high, but now with that 8-run lead, you got to think that he's going to sit back and pitch with confidence here. His offense has really helped him out all day.
Absolutely, and especially he's starting off this inning facing the bottom of the lineup, so you got to feel like the threat, relatively speaking, is minimal. Not saying these aren't talented young athletes, but relative to the top of the lineup, the bottom of the lineup naturally isn't going to be as big of a threat.
So we're set to go here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Levin will step in. Jake Levin in this game is 0 for 1. He was called out on strikes back in the 2nd inning. Donato has worked out of trouble all afternoon. He has issued 5 walks. And he'll get the first one in there for a called strike, 0-1. 5 walks, but he's also fanned 5. The right-hander deals. Levin swings at that pitch that was elevating in the zone, fouling it off. Brookline, the story offensively today, 7 men left on through the first 3 innings. Check the swing on a curveball. It'll be strike 3, And that'll be the first out of the inning. So 11 down on strikes, 1 gone for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 4th.
Tried to hold off on that one, but just couldn't do it. And once the ump said he went around, credit to him, he tried to take off, but the catcher just reached out and tagged him.
Here's Declan Tracy. He'll take a called strike. Tracy drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Brookline has had runners in scoring position each inning, but they haven't been able to capitalize on their chances. There's a ball to Declan Tracy, 1-1. Walpole with 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and then 4 in the 4th. Fastball high from Donato.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Oops. Nope, here's the pitch. And
she's in there for a strike, 2-2 to Tracy.
Tracy can get on base, maybe draw another walk. That puts him in a pretty good spot. Top of the order, only 1 out and a runner already on.
Take the fastball away. Should be a full count now.
It is.
And the right-hander Donato works, and he's going to miss. Rolling inside. So Tracy, productive from the 9 spot. He's drawn a pair of walks in this game.
And they've sort of got like a dynamic back-to-back going on with the bottom and top of the lineup. Tracy and Roach, 2 of their smaller hitters with a smaller strike zone that is hard to pitch to, as that is now the 9th straight ball that Donato has thrown to Roach today.
Yeah, Roach with a pair of walks. And make it 10 in a row.
If he 4-pitch walks him again, I'm trying my best not to laugh, but if he 4-pitch walks him again, I'm going to start cracking up.
Might be baseball history. That may not have happened at any level.
But there it goes.
2-1 to Roach with Kravitz on deck.
I jinxed it. I jinxed the potential baseball history. What have I done?
Donato will check in at first, and back safely is Tracy, as we have some canine visitors in the area. Always love to see our 4-legged friends pitch up and in.
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah, who are we humans to think that the parks are meant for us? We all know who it's really for.
Absolutely. This pitch will miss downstairs. And Donato wants a new baseball.
It's got to be a full count by this point. Again, the umpire getting screened by fielders and base runners. We're trying our best.
Fortunately, we have a monitor here in the booth that we're able to rely on as well. And big swing and a miss. Donato rearing back with a little bit of extra there as he punches out Roach for the 2nd out of the inning. Or is it? Apparently not. Roach is still up there. My apologies. Oh, okay. So this is Kravitz. It was a strikeout to Roach. Kravitz has struck out twice in this game, both swinging.
Batters so similar you couldn't tell them apart.
Fastball upstairs to the Brookline center fielder. Kravitz went out swinging in the 1st, and then he struck out again in the 2nd. And that ended the inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball low and away. Rocco Shorgy in the on-deck circle for Brookline. And that will miss for ball 4, so Kravitz draws the walk.
Missed that consecutive 4-pitch walk by 1 batter, huh?
7 walks now issued by Donato. But Brookline has not been able to take advantage. Here's Shorgy. He's hit the ball in the air twice. Flew out to right and then flew out to center.
Yep. Right now, if this inning were to end now, that would be base runners 8 and 9 stranded.
Shorgy will smack this one on the ground, and they'll go over to second base, and they'll get the force out there. The shortstop, Martin, covering. Would that go second to first, Jesse? Did you see?
That went 4-6.
4-6, right. So that force play ends the inning. Brookline fails to score. No runs, no hits, no errors. And Brookline will leave two. We'll take a break after 4, 8-0 Walpole. You're watching Brookline High School Baseball on ESPN HD. We are back as we go to the top half of the fifth inning, 8-0 Walpole, and there has been a pitching change. Jesse, for Brookline, Eli Rothman has come in to do the pitching, and so it's a 4-inning outing today for Jack Martell. He gives up 8 runs. He gave up a total of 8 hits as well. And the walk totals, he walked a total of 4 in the game. And he struck out 2. So Rothman will come on to do the pitching. And we'll check and see who the new first baseman is for the Warriors, as Rothman was playing first at the start of this game. It'll be Oles, Walsh, and Preto for Walpole here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, like I said, just a really tough outing for Martell. He just ran into a strong hitting core. No real mistakes, just good contact.
Pop up in the infield, and Shorgy, the shortstop, will squeeze it for the out. Martell went over to first base, so it looked like a straight switch for Brookline defensively, as Oles pops out to shortstop, 1 away. Here's Walsh. Walsh has hit into a double play and walked. Martell gone after 4. There's a called strike. So, yeah, Martell is now in the game at first base for Brookline. As this pitch is lifted high in the air into shallow center, who's going to have a play on it? It's going to dunk in for a base hit. Walsh will start with a looper into center, so a 1-out single for the Rebels.
Yeah, that was just a really well-placed ball. I mean, a little further in, a little further out, and that gets called as a flyout.
Here's Preto, the second baseman. He has fouled out to third, and he has walked. Make the defensive switch in our scorebook here. As Martell now goes in to play first. 1 on, 1 out for Walpole in the 5th. Rebels on top 8-0. They've scored in each inning. What do you know about Rothman as the pitcher? Does he have any experience?
I've seen him pitch at least a couple times before. I remember him having a fairly solid outing by my recollection. If I just go back and check my notes from the Wellesley game, I believe he came in for that one. Just give me a minute on that one.
All 8 runs allowed by Martell were earned. As this ball is stroked high and deep right center field, and this one's going to get down, and it is going to...
He's going to round third. They're going to try and bring him in. That's going to...
Yep, they did not make the throw home. It's an RBI double for Prado, and it's now 9-0 in favor of Walpole. So Prado with an RBI double. Scoring on that play is Walsh. And the Rebels extend their lead. Walsh scoring his second run of the day, and it's 9-0 for the Rebels.
Yep. And they got to start being careful now, because if one more run comes in, we might be ending this game early.
The so-called mercy rule.
Yep.
Here's Finkelstein. He's flied to left and singled to center. And Rothman would like a word with his catcher, Reed.
You asked about his previous outing against Wellesley. Rothman pitched 2 innings of relief, gave up 1 unearned run on 1 hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts.
Rothman will try the off-speed pitch. Walpole has made good on their opportunities today. Brookline, they've had a slew of runners left on. Fly ball into left. Tracy will give chase. This ball is going to bound past him, and that will produce another run for Walpole. This will be an RBI double for Finkelstein, as he now has 2 hits in the ballgame. It's now 10-0 for Walpole.
Yep, that means Brookline's going to have to score at least 1 run in the bottom half of this inning, or this game's going to be over.
Pratos comes in to score. Back-to-back doubles to greet Rothman after he retired the first man. He's given up 3 consecutive hits. Here's Kilroy. He's popped up to second. He's walked and he's struck out. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. This pitch misses low for ball 1. Those hitters due up for the Warriors in the 5th will be Rothman, Reed, and Villa. So it would be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Brookline. Good fastball crackling in for a called strike.
Those are 3 hitters that did well the last time they were due up, back-to-back-to-back singles, but no runs to speak of from that.
This one's chopped to the left side of the infield. Shorgy is in position, but he's got to eat it. It's going to be an infield hit for Kilroy as he joins the hit parade for Walpole. Scratching out an infield single. That is the 2nd time today he has reached.
And the 4th straight hit for Walpole this inning.
Finkelstein will move to 3rd on that ground ball. So Walpole has runners at the corners. Here's Martin, Max Martin. Takes a called strike. Martin, 2 for 2 today. He has tripled, singled, and walked. He's also scored a pair of runs and driven 1 in. His walk in the 4th inning came with the bases loaded and forced in a run. Big cut there. Swing and a miss.
And Martin's been trouble here, but it's nice to see Rothman getting ahead on him. Because you could tell last time when Martell was facing him after giving up 2 hits, he was kind of pitching a little skittish around him.
10-0 Walpole. This pitch will go back to the backstop off the catcher's mitt. Runner will advance to second, so you've got 2 in scoring position. That, I'm certain, will go as a wild pitch. Kilroy will advance up to second, so a base hit here could plate 2 more for the Rebels.
Yes, and credit to Jasper Reed making sure that the runner didn't come in from 3rd base. That was a dangerous chance.
2nd and 3rd now are the runners as this pitch is lofted high in the air, right center. And this is going to dunk in for a base hit. And one run is home. They're going to send the second runner toward the plate, and they will pick up two more on the RBI double by Martin. So he is a home run away from the cycle. A two-run double for Martin. That'll plate a pair more as Finkelstein and Kilroy cross the plate to make it 12-0 Walpole.
And I'll tell you, with how slow they were getting that ball back into the infield and not even trying for a play at the plate, it's kind of feeling that this game's just kind of taking it out of them at this point.
Well, Janowitz will step in now for Walpole as we'll have a conference at the mound. Janowitz has grounded to second. He has popped to second. He's also doubled home a pair. And taking a look at this Walpole lineup today, Jesse, each member of the Rebels starting lineup has at least one hit. Walpole has 5 hits in this inning, and they've got 13 hits for the game. Brookline has 3 hits. All of them came in the third as they loaded the bases.
Yep. You're really just looking at 2 teams in 2 very different places competitively. And it can be hard not to be discouraged if you're Brookline in this situation. And I hope we can see them finish strong, at least get a run on the board, and maintain a little bit of dignity as they go forward in the season.
So here's Janowitz. He's got 3 runs batted in today for the Rebels. Pitch misses low and inside. His ground out to second, plated a run in the first inning. Then he smacked a double in the fourth to drive home a pair more. It's a 4-run inning for Walpole as they lead at 12-0. Pitch misses high.
And we got a chopper over the field.
It's almost rush hour. Maybe it's the traffic cop there.
Maybe some wealthy businessman that didn't want to deal with the traffic of rush hour. So they're just like, screw it, I'll fly home. It's Brookline, you never know.
That was a funny story I heard once. Pitch low and inside. Jim Cott was trying to get to, that's ball 4, by the way, as Janowitz draws a walk. And that'll put runners at first and second. Jim Cott was trying to get to a ball game, and it was a traffic jam, and he arranged for a helicopter to take him to the stadium to beat the traffic. Here's Famigletti, and he'll rope one into left field. Tracy is there. He'll make the catch, and the runner will be doubled off second. That'll be a double play, as Famigletti will fly out into the double play. It'll go from 7-4 to end the inning. But for Walpole, they will add 4 more runs to their total. There were a total of 5 hits in the inning. There were no errors. And Walpole, in the inning, left 1 man on. So we are going to the bottom half of the 5th here at Warren Field. And Brookline with some serious work to do here as they trail it now 12-0. 4-run inning for the Rebels.
Yep. Brookline's going to have to come up with 3 runs if they want this game to continue into a 6th inning. The mercy rule typically in high school baseball and softball is if you lead by 10 runs after 5 innings, the game ends on a mercy rule. Of course, it's got to be after the bottom of the 5th, so Brookline's still with 1 last frame to work with. And then, of course, even further, if you manage to get a lead of 15 within 3 innings, then the game ends. But we've got a new pitcher.
Yeah, we've got Tucker Hazel now on the mound for Walpole. Let's give you the numbers on Donato as he departs after 4 innings of work. Donato, 3 hits, no runs. His biggest issue today was the base on balls, as he wound up walking 7 in the contest. And he finishes with 7 strikeouts as well. So sort of a strange line for a pitcher to walk 7 and strike out 7 during.
Yeah, I mean, you know the phenomenon of those 3 true outcome hitters, the ones that are all like either walk, strikeout, or home run. This was a 2 true outcome pitcher here. He either walked him or he struck him out, with the exception of a few hitters. And I feel like that's really been the story of Brookline's offense when they've gone cold. Is they still draw walks and get runners on, but then they struggle to put the ball in the field and bring those runners home, and it just eats at them.
So Tucker Hazel now on for Walpole as he will try and finish this off. The hitters he will face in the order for Brookline will be the middle of the order: Rothman, Reed, and then Villa. Brookline, well, the story for them is, they've had offensive chances, but they've left 9 men on through 4 innings.
9 men, and a majority of those 9 men in scoring position, 5 total. And that's not even including the time back in the third when Rothman got thrown out at home on a single up the middle by Daniel Villa.
So, as Jesse alluded to, Brookline is going to have to score 3 runs to keep this game going. And see what they can come up with here as Rothman will get us started here for the Warriors. Walpole 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 4 more in the fifth. A commanding lead here at Warren Field. Swing and a slow roller up the third base line, and a nice play over there by Famigletti as he throws out Rothman for the first out. Good play. He was in on the grass anyway, but still he executed it nicely.
Yeah, check swing hit there by Rothman. He wasn't trying to go for that one, but the inside pitch from Hazel caught a bit of his bat and turned to a 5-3 ground out.
Here's Reed, the catcher. He's perfect on the day with a walk and a single. Tucker Hazel, the right-hander. Off-speed pitch, and Reed will lift this one in the air, foul off to the right for strike 1. Brookline will head to Framingham next as the Warriors will look to avenge that 7-3 loss. That game played right here at Warren Field in Brookline. Speed pitch misses away. Walpole looks to improve to 5-2. Brookline staring down the barrel of their 7th consecutive loss to open the year. Swinging a ground ball sharply hit. And that's going to find its way into left field for a base hit. Reed has had a nice day at the plate, 2 for 2.
He has. He's done a good job getting on base every single at bat. The problem is, ideally, he's the guy who comes through when you've already got runners on base, and he just hasn't gotten those situations. The timing just hasn't been there.
Here's Daniel Villa. He's grounded to first and reached on an infield single. He is 1 for 2. And Villa will first pitch swing here. He grounds one. Second baseman unable to make the clean play. Everybody will be safe. And Brookline has a couple of runners on. Villa with an infield single. That'll move Reed up 90 feet. Brookline runners at first and second with 1 away.
Yeah, that's a tough borderline call between an infield single and an error. Looked like he might have gotten tripped up by the edge of the infield. Maybe I'm just a little harsher on fielders. I would have scored that in error.
Here's Martell. 2 strikeouts today. Martell was called on strikes in the second, and then he went down swinging in the third. Began the game on the mound. Went to first base. Martell went 4 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 2 in the outing today for Brookline. And he'll take a hack at this pitch as got behind the catcher. Runners will be able to advance.
Oh, I thought that was a foul ball, but no, they just missed it.
I'm going to call that a wild pitch. We have to act as our own official scorers here. But at any rate, Brookline with a chance for a couple of runs here. As the pitch misses low, first base open. Levin, the third baseman, waits on deck. Walpole 12, Brookline nothing as we play in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a hot smash down to first base.
They're going to call it foul.
It's a foul ball, yeah.
So the count remains at 1-2 by my count.
Sun's starting to get lower off on the horizon. The right-hander deals. And Hazel will miss with this pitch.
Yep. didn't quite dip into the zone enough. Might have been trying to fool him with a slightly high pitch, but credit to Martell, he didn't take on it.
Line trying to make some noise here in the bottom of the fifth. Big swing and a miss, and that will be strike 3. And that's it for Martell. So 2 away here for Brookline in the bottom of the fifth. Martell fans for the 3rd time today. Here's Levin. He's struck out twice. Called in the 2nd, swinging in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Levin will take a rip at that first pitch. He'll foul it down the first base line for strike 1.
Hit into the outfield here could bring in 2 runs. That would be big for Brookline's morale here late in the game.
There's a grounder hit to the shortstop, and the play will be made to first, and the out is recorded. Levin grounds out 6-3, and that will do it for Brookline here in the 5th. No runs, 2 hits. There were no errors, and Brookline leaves 2. That brings their left on base total to 11. And Jesse, I think you're right. I think the mercy rule will apply here, and that would give Walpole a 12-0 victory, as they would call it at the end of 5. And that would do it. That would be a victory for Walpole. That would make them 5-2, and Brookline would dip to 0-7.
Yep. You can see the coaches shaking hands here, and that's a pretty telltale sign that this game is over. So, same high school mercy rule that we've heard about before. Tough one for Brookline.
So the final score is Walpole 12 and Brookline 0, a game shortened to 5 innings. We'll be back with our wrap-up in just a moment.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent, guys. I'd say make